I see you over there being destructive. Destructive. Can y'all hear me? I had, okay, y'all can hear me. I had a midlife crisis. Scared. Terrified. They took all my ad revenue, y'all. What did I do to deserve this? I'm just playing. That's how ads work, y'all. It's not a conspiracy, okay? I promise you. We'll be okay. How you guys doing? My name is Hero. This is Coding with Strangers. We're back. We're back. Took a little break. Shouldn't have left you. But out it, we don't step through. You feel me? Step through. But it's good to be back. It's good to be back. We're gonna cover some news and then we're gonna get into the coding. The news. We don't need much of it, but we got plenty of it. And we'll talk about it a little bit. Try and wrap our mind around it. What's up, TikTok? See you guys over there. Your gals and girls. This was the last video we ran. I know Instagram's somewhere around here. Where's Instagram? Trying to get the numbers up over there on TikTok. So if you could kindly follow, like, share, whatever the cool kids are doing these days to make it shake. Make it shake. I appreciate you. And then we'll take our talents to, yeah, okay, Instagram's up. I don't know why they don't run succinctly. But some of the things that we want to cover or talk about today. Wait, what is that? We're going to be talking about the Adpocalypse, the thing that has everyone's nuts in a bind. And we'll try and clarify what's real, what's not. And some of the key players and like what they want to do or why they're doing it. Shout out to my sponsor, Zest. And shout out to the merch. Go grab you some merch. We got some new merch. We'll talk about that a little later. Unless y'all want to talk about that now, because honestly, I'm kind of kerfuffled at the voting. Yeah, let's talk about that right now. Let's talk about the kerfuffle of the voting. The confusion bestowed upon me. The confusion that has been bestowed upon me. Let's go. Let's go. So here we got the my little YouTube channel, you know. See all those greens, but like I said, with the monetization thing isn't an issue. You guys are panicking. But nonetheless, I put up a questionnaire. Oh my God. Okay, that's not working. So, we'll talk. We're gonna go into it a little bit. Some of it is nuanced, but really, and if you want the TLDR, this always happens, so to speak. This always happens right around this time. Okay, let me just go to my channel because apparently I don't know how to do this. But the reason is twofold. One, every 4 years every 2 years there's a political cycle that happens in this country. During that political cycle, advertisers, as to not be swayed or disenfranchise themselves with either candidate, will minimize ads run on political content. And if you're a person who has the ability to run ads, you have an ad profile. And this is something that, whether knowing or unknowing, you have access to. So if your ad profile is heavily swayed towards political sense, you'll have it. And you can tell if this is real or not because I've done experiments with it. But we'll get into that all in a little bit here. So you guys told me we made some new merch, or we were making some merch for the Coding with Strangers University. And you guys were like, oh, Hero, you got to make some new merch. And I made some new merch. And then I put it out on the internet to have it be judged. And you guys are so indecisive. It's been split evenly 3 ways. So what am I to do in this situation, huh? Would it be too much for me to go out and make identical merch for every single version of the logo so we all have what exactly we want and looking for? Of course that's what I did, you guys.
Get down.
I'm a man of the people. I'm a man of the people. So, if you like the embroidered version of Coding with Strangers, School of FAFO, cool, we got that for you. If you want the hoodie version with the gold template of Coding with Strangers in American Sign Language, the School of FAFO, I got you. The polo, gold seal, I got you. The bomber jacket, you best believe it, in black, gold emblem. Code, debug, repeat. You know, I'm actually giving y'all, this is quality stuff. I truly enjoy my merch designing process. And you know, since they taking my ads, might as well do it this way, right? They took my ads from me, so why not do it this way? Okay, but ladies, I got y'all too. Silhouette, get big for grandpa. I only have 2 colors for the ladies that look good in this. The crop top. But we got that. Jackets and all the sweater stuff, a little bit too hot. Don't worry. I got you guys for the t-shirts too. Look at that fine print. The Harry Potter, I call this the Harry Potter version because it's just old English. I don't know what the correct term for this is. But it gave off Harry Potter. It makes it look very official. I feel like I could go to a conference wearing this or get like a discount off as a student. But, you know, we got all the lovelies down here. All the winter stuff is up front. Get your hoodies, hats. Did I make a shaker? I thought I made a shaker. I did make a shaker. I got a drinking glass too. But we got our coffee mugs, the quality pump t-shirts down here. Some local favorites. Check it out. But yeah. Y'all couldn't decide which one you wanted, so I made all of them. Because that's just the type of hero I am. I'm a man of the people.
It doesn't matter who we are. What matters is our plan.
A man of the people. All right, we'll cover the news and then we'll talk about how I didn't finish the battleship code. And it's probably because I forgot everything I used to do while coding while on my vacation. Or maybe because it's just super hard to make objects that react to each other in mother loving JavaScript, but we'll cross that bridge when it's time to get there. Hey, who's in the race? Anybody join the race yet? I'll be the first. You gotta join your own race. And also test it to make sure it works. So yeah, we got all that lovely stuff going on now. And we'll come back to all of this stuff in a second. Just got to get my talking chops laptop's back. Okay. Boom. All right. Cooking with Silence. Are you still here? I need to ask you a favor. I gotta ask you a favor. Okay. All right, we're turning off the alerts. All right, let's get into it, shall we? Oh, man. Do I have water? Oh, thank God. I'm going to be parched doing this. It's going to be a little diff. High diff right now. All right, let's talk about how I lost all my ad revenue in one video. I'm broke. Like, share, subscribe, buy some merch. I need help. I have to start this monologue off by begging because I've lost all of my ad revenue. What am I going to do? My name is Hero. This is Coding with Strangers, and I want to bring you up to speed on what's going on with the ad apocalypse. The TLDR, for the people who just want to know, yes or no, is it happening? It's not happening, but I understand why people think it's happening. And it's because people really don't understand the swing, the ups and flows of streaming and what advertising, as it pertains to advertising, what that means. And we'll have some examples, of course, of what it means. But we want to kind of give a full picture of why this is a talking point, who does it involve, and some of the key players and what their roles are in this. And if we're going to start anywhere, I think it's appropriate to start with Asmongold. Asmongold is a person who has suffered consequences for his horrific, repugnant, delirious associations for talking negatively about a whole entire demographic of people. Some people have called it racist. Some people have called it demonstratory. He has described it as demonstratory. Can be described as anti-religion. It could be described as a bunch of things as it pertains to Islamic phobia. It's a type of Islamic phobia. It's a religious phobia. It's a cultural phobia. It's a demographical discrimination. It can be described as a lot of things. But I made a video on this a while back, and I didn't think I would have to revisit this because Asmongold made an apology video. My plan moving forward, for all you guys that commented in my video, I was really puzzled, like, damn, did I make this up? Did Asmon Roach not apologize? But he did. And I found his apology to be sincere, accurate. This is it. I truly enjoyed his apology. Keeping in mind, his apology wasn't for me. It wasn't for my satisfaction. It was for the people he insulted. But there was a very important part about this video that he said in the video that we're going to watch that's going to help build the bigger, greater pauses. Stick with me. This is probably going to be a longer video, but if you got something you want to do in the background, put me on and just follow along. This is going to be great. So we're going to start off at the 2 minute and 59 seconds. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear this. Hold on. Okay, yeah, you guys will be able to hear this. Go.
Into the most mean-spirited, I don't really even know what the word is for it. Just like the most mean-spirited, rude, like nasty, like just callous, psychopathic version of myself. I think that I've been devolving into this, and a lot of
I just wanted you guys to grasp this concept. That's Asmongold describing how his being on the internet too much is creating this version of him that he doesn't like. And this level of introspection, this level of ability to speed run the process of growth, so to speak, is quite commendable. It's admirable. I'm not an Asman fan by no stretch of the imagination, but I can acknowledge when people I don't like do the right thing. And the first step to, fixing something is acknowledging that it's broken. He's acknowledging that he's got some broken pieces within him, and I think it's super important for us to have that in context. At the 16-minute and 24th second, I'm saying this out loud so you guys can go do it, he says something else that is very important and pertinent to this current predicament. Let us indulge.
I'm not going to hire a cleaner. As I said, I was raised Roman Catholic. I view this as a penance. And I think I need to do this for myself. I need to take accountability for bad things that I've done and for letting my life get this out of control. And I don't need a get out of jail free card. Mm-hmm. So I need to do that for myself and for my own closure as well. And I think also I want to live for the idiots out there that, they're, like looking to me to be a role model, right? Oh, not a good idea. But there are people that will see that and they'll think maybe to themselves, maybe I should do the same thing.
Yes, Asman, you're right. You have 3.1 million people subscribed to your YouTube channel. People will look to you. People will, without any control or restraint of your own, they will aspire to find a way of appeasing you through your parasocial connection that you have with them, or simply through them wanting to aspire to be you. There are many of people who are learning how to stream or learning how to put their content out there who want to amass an audience like this. With fame on the internet comes some form of fortune, and people want that. It's not nihilistic to think that people want it. I don't think that's problematic either. Who doesn't want to be acknowledged for the work that they do? But it's important that you guys hear him say he wants to be a better person, not just for himself, but because he understands his impact and reach. And once again, this is all important as to what the Adpocalypse has to do. Two more quick clips out of this, and we'll move on. Actually, we'll do one more. Actually, let me see what that's 17 minutes and 43 seconds in.
Piece of shit. It's like people said it was racist. I didn't mean it as racist, but if you listen to what I said, it's easy that you could assume that. So easy. And so I'm just a fucking idiot. I'm a fucking...
Asmongold acknowledges what he said could be perceived as racist. So when someone calls him racist, or Islamic being Islam, what's the correct phrasing here? Islamic phobia, or being discriminatory, derogatory towards a whole entire group of people and want to label that as a form of racism, he, in his own words, is acknowledging that, yeah, it's something that could easily be inferred because his actions were that atrocious. But I think the most important part of his speech is this to me. 18 minutes and 47 seconds in, he says what I think is the most important thing.
Accountable to that. So if I'm being a fucking asshole again, if I'm being mean, if I'm just being callous, acting like a psychopath, just treating people awfully outside of a WoW raid when they get killed by fire, but really laughing at people's misfortune, try to say, man, just chill the fuck out, stop it. Just stop.
Asmongold, chill the fuck out. Just stop. Like, what's going on, bro? Who do you want to talk to? Who do you need to talk to? I don't know who can hold you accountable within your community, but that's what you're asking people to do. So I'm not part of your community. I don't watch your videos unless I'm talking about you, which is becoming a lot more. So let's start meeting on better terms. Asman, what do you need in order to remove yourself from this equation? And I don't necessarily think you don't mean what you're saying in this video, even though that's what a lot of your followers will say. He didn't mean all of this. He's just saying this so he could get his money back, which is one of those weird things where it's like, way to stretch, man. Way to stretch. Real limber thought process over there. But you wanted people to hold you accountable. This is me, Hero, Coding with Strangers, my community, me, myself, and I, holding you accountable and trying our best to tell you to stop and back away from the ledge. What ledge do we want him to back away from? Well, it's this whole Adpocalypse thing. When he came back about 2 weeks afterwards, he immediately started pressing for other people who he felt had committed relative crimes of his caliber to his liking, that they also should receive punishment for their crimes. And I think the people that come to mind is Frogan and Hassan. And while Frogan's situation is something that she was punished for, I'm very much so of the mindset that talking ill will or negative of people is one thing. But veterans in America are a protected class, if my memory serves me correctly. So there are laws against that. So that's a business decision from Twitch. But there's also the ability to criticize your government and all entities of that, but without inciting violence. So I definitely understand and agree wholeheartedly why she was suspended. Hopefully she understands that. I don't watch Frogan's content. Hassan is somebody who has spent the better year of 10 years being one of the sole providers from his time back on TYT till now, talking about the disenfranchised group of people who will not have the same media positivity and reflection that any other gentrified or subjugated group or class of people will ever have. This is not an allotment that is given to them so willingly. It's just not. After 9/11, that became a group and demographic of people that were basically given free reign to talk about them. And this doesn't come by any shock or stretch of imagination. You know, living in America, we live in a propaganda type world. So it's very easy for you to fall into that. But that's where this situation comes from, because Asman is now making his whole vendetta about getting people banned and figuring out why certain people were getting banned. And the person of interest that he has focused on is Dan Saltman. Dan Saltman is somebody who was banned on the platform, and Asman wants there to be consequences on par of permabans for, like happened to Dan, to also happen to other people. But that's not me saying that for him. Let's hear him say it for himself.
What would happen if they don't ban for a month? I'm going to. Empty threat. We're going to get to that. So I went and I said that if this guy doesn't get banned for 2 weeks, I am going to bring Dan Saltman, who is the guy who has been talking about all of the anti-Semitism. And by the way, I don't want to spoil a whole lot, but he and I have had extensive conversations about this. Maybe not extensive, but we've talked for a bit about this. All of the information that's going to come out has not come out. And in fact, some of the most damaging information has not come out yet. I'm not going to talk about any spoilers or anything like that, but that's what's going on. And so anyway, Twitch has had a massive problem.
So Dan is somebody he wants to align himself with. Asmongold wants to be the trophy horse for Dan Saltman. I don't know who Dan is. I don't know much about him. But what I do know about Dan is found this little clip of him. He seems to be very much obsessed with, and I say this unlikely because every time I look at his clips and videos, they revolve around Hassan Piker. He is obsessed with him. And another close associate of Dan is Destiny. So with those two things in mind now, things become a little bit clearer for me to make not a full judgment idea of this, but it does make it a little bit easier. But just to show you, I saw this clip and it just made me think like, okay, what is he? Watch this clip and tell me what you think. I still can't figure it out.
What was happening here? That we got an ad? That's weird. How did we get an ad on Hassan's page? Oh, it's because Hassan was hosting someone, but I was still on this page, and the ad plays right here. Okay? This is a legitimate thing that happened. Okay? Hassan was hosting someone. Thank you for hosting someone, Hassan. We were actually on this URL right here.
J Balvin, we're so proud of your sponsorship
See,
with
this is a great
Cheetos.
site.
Let's get you on our wall of
We're
fame.
not associated with the brand below.
My mom gonna be so proud.
Cheetos, official sponsor of J Balvin's Fingertips.
Oh, what's happening now?
Democrat.
Now we click the link and look at what we're watching.
So this is Dan obsessing over the fact that Hassan has ads. And this is something that you got to understand. Hassan, during this event, which was, I think this was when? I think this posted a month ago. So this was during the time where Hassan had a contract, and with his contract he has ads. And even if he did remove ads from his thing, Twitch has the ability to enforce ads on people's streams, specifically their VODs, which that is. So Twitch has the ability to pick and choose. They have that power. That's a no-brainer. But Dan himself probably wouldn't be such a bad guy. You're allowed to obsess over whoever you are. It's better to ask for consent, but do what you got to do, Dan. But Dan is a person who has a close affiliation with someone named Destiny. Now, Destiny is somebody that I only know as like truly brain rot. Whenever someone starts bringing up Destiny, I just immediately know that this person's online too much, and this is probably my sign that I have to go on another vacation really soon. But Destiny is a person that I can surmise as who had some good ideas in the beginning and probably had a lot of things he stood up for in the beginning, but immediately devolved into like this crazy pantheon of like rhetoric about being anti-Semitic, choosing when to just using slurs whenever he wants and saying that he can't help himself, and surrounding himself around people who are okay with openly using slurs and defending those things. This is a person who defended why it would be okay to amass like PDF files and things like that. This is a person who has fallen off of the deep end. So like this clip kind of talks about their association, because I didn't know that Dan was closely associated with Destiny until I saw this.
In a recent stream, Dan Saltman exposes the truth about Destiny's Twitch ban, confirming that Twitch employee hates Destiny so much that they made a note in his file so he never gets unbanned from Twitch. Here is a clip.
This guy is in Destiny's ticket in his file. There's a thing in there that says, "Do not even touch Destiny's account or even think about unbanning him until you talk to me." That's who this guy is right here. This is the guy. And he's like, what's the problem with hiring someone that was previously stepped down in front of Parliament for hating Israel? I think they're totally based. This is the person in the file. Do not unban or touch this without first reaching out to me.
Funny how this was pretty obvious.
So basically, he's mad because Destiny was banned and permanently banned, and people, and for you to think within an organization such as Twitch that if someone was banned from the platform and the person who banned them doesn't deserve to be notified of why they're going to be unbanned, that's one, weird. Two, it's not like he made a personal decision or doesn't just like Destiny. Destiny probably broke TOS. And you want to know something that's really unfortunate? or maybe more fortunate. If you break terms of service, you will be banned on multiple platforms. That's just how it works. Go ask Dr. Kid Inspect. He's still not monetized on YouTube. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. But yeah, that makes perfect sense. You want to know why? You want to know one of the many reasons why Destiny, because this web just continues to grow. And Twitch is not perfect, right? Twitch is not perfect. I'm a founder on Twitch. I get to see how the meat and potatoes are made. It needs help. And it's continue to grow and get better. But just because something doesn't work, this is one of the weirdest talking points. Just because something doesn't work doesn't mean you have to burn it to the ground. That obsession with wanting to destroy things that do not work when they have good intention, and it only seems to happen when it's for a positive cause or creating safe spaces for people who need them. That's when they want to destroy something. Because I could give you a perfect example right now, right? Let's say, for example, on Twitch, right? Without me doxing myself. So here on Twitch, right? Here are my tags on Twitch right now. My tags on Twitch are stock, money, ad friendly, coding, JavaScript, Python, fun, chill, vibe, USA. I have made this on purpose for today. This isn't normally what my tags say, but I just wanted to show people how Twitch sometimes drops the ball when they don't necessarily mean to. USA, for example, has been accepted. This has been updated perfectly fine. But if I replace USA with, say, Nigeria, which is where I'm from, born and raised, you feel me? Shout out Nigerian Super Eagles. If I put that in and hit update, it's going to update on every platform, more than likely. Well, I didn't test this when I was streaming. Oh, wait. It did do it for Twitch. Okay, this doesn't work the way I wanted it to work. But, damn, I'll snap and I'll show you the screensaver where basically when I had Nigeria posted up here, it didn't allow me to do that at first. It didn't allow me to say Nigeria. It placed it out. And it told me, and it sent me a notification to replace it. But the whole point of me doing this is to show you that, yeah, sometimes Twitch fucks up. But let's try and build and make it better because that's the only way it's going to get better. Destroying it only takes money and food out of people's mouth. And of course, it's very hard for people like Destiny, Hassan, Asman. All of these people make well over, probably are millionaires in their own rights. So they don't really see the people trying to come up in the world like myself and a few other streamers who use this as a form of a form of survival. To the person who is making $60,000 off of streaming, that is a lifeline. To the people who are making millions, it's probably still a lifeline, but it's not as much as a crunch, right? It's not as much as a crunch. But why is it important for Destiny to get back platformed? Why would we want this person to be platformed? I mean, Destiny's the person who platformed the dude named Nick Fuentes. And Nick Fuentes has literally a relationship to Destiny. He platformed this dude and gave him the ability to stream to 14,000 people. Nick Fuentes, also known commonly as Nick Fuentes, more accurately Booger Nick, is a Hispanic American white nationalist, populist Christian nationalist, conservative political commentator, conspiracy theorist, and anti-Semite. That is literally how he is defined. This is the person, the same Nick Fuentes that came up with the slogan, "Your body, my choice," and paraded that all over the place as he wears the Make America hat again. This is not a person you should be affiliated with and expect to keep a platform on social media that has terms of services that don't allow it. You could do that on Rumble. You could do that on Kick, maybe. I don't even think he's allowed on Kick. So there's only a few places you can spew this level of hate and get away with it. And Twitch is not one of them. They're allowed to decide who they want to do business with, right? But it got me thinking, what did Twitch do or say to change their rules up? As part of their hateful conduct policy, we prohibit the use in terms that may not be harmful or abusive in isolation, but can be used as a slur to denigrate others in certain contexts. In line with that approach, starting today, using the term Zionist to attack or demean another individual or group of people on the basis of their background or religious belief is against our rules. They recognize that this is a situation, so they also gave a caveat. We recognize that Zionists and Zionism is referred to political movements, using the term to refer to the political movements, whether in support or critical way, does not violate our hateful conduct policy. So it's important for us to understand context, that this is a political thing, which made me then want to make sure I understood the definition of what a Zionist is. A Zionist is someone who supports the establishment of Jewish state in Israel, the historic homeland of the Jewish people. The term Zionist comes from the Zion, a hill near Jerusalem that is considered to be the dwelling place of God in Jerusalem. So basically it's to assert that only Jewish people should live in Israel, which would go in counter protest of what people have been calling the genocide of the Palestinians, who also occupy Israel. So that's where it comes from. It comes from defining or describing a group of people who want to see actions be done to guarantee purity of a piece of land, which would, no matter who else occupies it, would also be put of it. So then this then takes us to the further escalation, because technically we've only talked about how Asmongold is associating himself with bad people, and these bad people want to cause the deplatforming of other people because they want their people back on the platform. But we haven't really talked about how this affects the ads. Like I said, we're going on a trip to figure out everything that's going on here. So now let's talk about Hassan and Ethan Klein. Hassan Piker and Ethan Klein were actually people who worked together at one point. And, you know, when mommy and daddy are fighting, you got to let the adults adult, but keep the kids out of it. And I will say this. I don't really follow Ethan as well, but I do follow Hassan. I don't agree with everything he says. In fact, there's a lot of times that I feel like he needs to log the fuck off. He's chronically online, and while his positions, for the most part, I would say 80% I probably agree with, the remaining 20 probably just comes as a disagreement for me because of his approach. His approach is bar none probably the most crass and more like he doesn't really want to come across as gentle or even explaining lightheartedly. And not to say that he doesn't have moments where he does this on his stream. There's many a times I've seen on his stream where he has taken a comment that I thought he would definitely ban this person because of it, but he actually took a heartfelt approach to explain it. But I think he sort of jabs at everybody, not really being sure of what to do. And maybe he's gotten better with this, but I think a lot of his messaging is lost in his delivery. And that's going to be the same for anybody, anywhere you go. So for me, it's very clear. I think Ethan is wrong in this situation. Ethan is very much trying to paint a picture of Hassan that doesn't exist. And people like Asmongold, Destiny, and Dan are trying to latch on to make Hassan Piker the most hated person on the internet. But once again, it's easy to hate on Hassan because he is defending the weak and powerless. He is actually the minority in this situation, and his aesthetics makes it seem like he's not part of it, because looking at him from outside in, he just looks like a typical white guy. So why isn't he for everything that the establishment says it should be? Now they'll use talking points like, oh, he platformed a Houthi pirate. You're talking to a black guy. Yeah, all of my favorite heroes all have police records and FBI files. So you're not going to really impress me with, oh, he's talking to people designated terrorists. You want to know who else is who's designated as a terrorist group in this country? The people the insane clown posse, the people that wear the the makeup on the face. What are those people called? They spray the Fuga stuff all over the soda. They're because it is the CIA or NSA or FBI. One of them were the ones that marked MLK, put the informant in X's group, right? The Black Panther Party. They were dismantled for serving kids breakfast. They put a file on Rosa Parks just because she didn't get up out of her seat. These are all people the government calls bad things. Remember when the government told us they had weapons of mass destruction too? For the government to be a thing that you can't trust and also we must follow to the T, it's really confusing when you guys pick and choose when to be with the government. I don't believe nothing until it's put into my hands. So having this assertion or anything like that is mind-boggling. But Ethan has been stretching to try and make a connection to anti-Semitic talking points and establishing them with Hassan. It's just not thing. And Ethan really crossed the line for me when he played a game called Streamer or Terrorist, and one of I think the 30 people he mentioned, primarily the 30 people being like Fresh and Fit and a bunch of other streamers who have said horrendous things and anti-Semitic things. The one that was stretched with Hassan wasn't even a thing. So in my mind, I'm like, damn, you acknowledge that you can't find nothing on this dude, but you can't let it go because for some strange reason you have I don't know. I just don't understand what it is that has got him on this vengeful crusade, but it's not working in his favor, and it's definitely not helping that he doesn't have any good talking points. But that's where it primarily started. Now we move, but before I even leave this, and just remember, if you're worried about anti-Semitic people being vocalized and being platformed, you are always more than welcome to join the resistance. Because Ethan, for you to be concerned about someone who doesn't have anti-Semitic takes and might and just because he supports the minority ethnic race in that area, that territory, and he speaks for them and he platforms them and he gives them the ability and sings their praises and understands the importance of helping them establish their space in Israel. Just because you don't understand his concern with watching people who have less than want more doesn't mean you can't go after the people who are currently being anti-Semitic, right? Ethan, come on down to Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, where they're flying Nazi flags in broad daylight. Ethan, go be the hero we need.
The people.
Well, thank you. Ethan, go be the hero, bro. Go to Columbus, Ohio and set up your podcast situation and stream and say, we won't stand for this. Because you want to know who did do it, who showed up? Around a dozen people in black. This was for the anti, this was about a dozen people in all black with Nazi flags came flying around. But and I think it's just important that we show this. The response. I gotta find this response because now, the response is almost comical. No, you don't get this weak ass shit. Okay, perfect. After the neo-Nazis had a march on the same block the day later, Brian Winston, president of the 100 Black Men for Central Ohio, speaks to fellow black men in the area in a business on Sunday, November 17th, after the neo-Nazi march. Ethan, for all the energy you wasted trying to attack Hassan, there are people out here getting work in. And it's not a shock to me that it's a group of black men, because we've been doing this since the inception of America. We built America and we understand how to keep it going. We got to combat hate. So while you really out here looking for people to be angry at, come on down to Columbus, Ohio and be the hero we need you to be, Ethan. Right? But now we can finally, now that we have all of the setup before, we can finally ask the question, is the ad apocalypse happening? If you talk to some streamers, they will say yes. And the reason why they're going to say yes is because they don't understand how the algorithm works. Let's watch the streamer who understands the algorithm and how it works.
Went to my tags, and my tags were my normal tags, but I had a tag that said election because I had covered the market's reaction to the election, not politics, not personal politics, not policy, just the market's reaction. And so Friday before stream, I decided to take that tag off. I took off veteran as well, just in case. And guess what? It came back. So there's not a fucking adpocalypse. I never said there was an adpocalypse. I said that I'm being affected by other people's shit. And so what did I do? I took off the election tag, and guess what happened? My money came back. So sorry, drama frogs who were like, this is an adpocalypse. No, it's not. No, it's not. It is a advertising thing that is happening with a specific subset on the platform, and I took it off, and guess what? I'm back.
Yeah, and that's pretty much how it works. To give a little bit more context to that, we're in the holiday season. Towards the end of the year where everyone's books are pretty much dried up, so there's not much room or money left for advertising. And if there is a form of advertising, it's all correlated and directed towards shopping. This is brick and mortar, black market, Black Friday. They're already talking about Christmas sales and all of those things. They were talking about it. The first the Black Friday commercial I saw was immediately the day of Halloween. So it's happening. It's happening. The books are dried up. They're gonna try and make as much money as possible. The advertisement's done. It's holiday season. People are just gonna be looking for the best deals. And can we just flat out say, like, maybe we shouldn't fall into this trap of the holiday season capitalism, because now all of a sudden the sales are coming out, and I'm almost convinced that the sales I will probably cover a video about this tomorrow, but there's no way in hell you're telling me you all of a sudden have the ability to give us affordable stuff during the closing quarters to make sure that your books end off in the black and not in the red. Seems kind of sus, but we'll probably talk about it tomorrow. But I understand how my tags work. Once again, I put already in my tags, for example, I know all of the keyword tags that work. This is a simple SEO thing, right? If you want to get the highest you can get for ad revenue and generation, you have to talk about money. You have to talk about banking. You have to talk about crypto. You have to talk about stocks, dividends. All of those things give you the most bang for your buck in the ad revenue file. Second thing is makeup, fashion, marketable things like buying things. Third thing I think comes into video games, and I think the fourth thing is then sports. But sports betting and things like that also mesh and do very well too. So like, you just need to understand your algorithm in order to better optimize it. For me, I'm almost when I looked at this situation, oh shit, I kicked my camera, sorry. During the presidential elections, and because I said the word elections, I know they're definitely just marked me off on Twitch. Sorry, on TikTok. I know for a fact they've already marked me off on TikTok. Oh wait, they actually didn't. Okay, I'll keep my eye on it. I'll see what they can do. But basically, during the election, we were talking about the election, so my ad revenue dropped really low for that section. It literally, it changed. I should have had this on screen. Literally, the moment I mentioned it, the results of the Associated Press. See, so like, it will tag you. And they have AI bots listening to it. That was the first time I mentioned the election, and it popped up immediately on TikTok. So we know that this thing is listening to us, and we know that that's how it works. And ads will not play on TikTok because of it. And that's just something you have to be comfortable with. That's just something you have to be comfortable with. Platforms are allowed to decide how they want to do things on their platform, as long as they do it equally amongst themselves. So I just showed you an example of how quickly this shit can happen, right? Shout out to whoever said what's up to me on TikTok. But ultimately, where do we go from here, right? And this is just what we were talking about, like how to understand the algorithm, how to understand what ads work and what's not. That streamer just told us everything we need to know. So basically, at the end of the day, what do we come into terms with? The fact of the matter is, there is no ad apocalypse. If you made it all the way to the end of this, hopefully I've shown you enough empirical or anecdotal evidence that why it's not happening. Also, I haven't noticed anything other than the day that we streamed about the election. That was the only time I noticed it, which is perfectly fine. If that's how they want to do it, let them do it. The problem is, we cannot continue to try and give people who are crying like Asmongold, Dan, and all of these other people who are chronically online, Nick Fuentes, Destiny, we cannot give these people the platform or the benefit of the doubt that they're trying to, Ethan Klein, trying to do something to help the general people. They want to create an ad apocalypse, which is going to hurt as many people. For everyone who's not a millionaire on Twitch, that is going to affect you. And if you're watching this, you're probably not a millionaire. So that's why you need to help make me a millionaire, because then you can say you know a millionaire and I'm going to fight for you. You feel me? I'm going to do whatever I can to help you, but only after I get my million. Like, share, subscribe, buy some merch, support your boy. There's no ad apocalypse. Oh my goodness. That took forever. My name is Bush. What up, Ran? Hey, yo, what's up, Grimy? Alerts are back on. Thanks for the follow. I got a Twitch payout today. No shot. Hey, no shot. That man got a Twitch payout. What you gonna, don't spend it all in one place, Garm. Don't spend it all in one place. That's crazy. But we love that for you. Are you going to reinvest that in the community? Who am I kidding? That money's going straight to Plaza. Plaza. That shit is going into Plaza. Mm-mm. Okay. We're gonna try and finish some closer. You finish that game? Hell no. If anything, I just got more confused as the night went on. I just got more confused as the night went on. But yeah, we'll take a look at it. We will definitely take a look at it. Um. All right, I'll show you guys what we got. Cowboys losing. That sounds like a great night to me. Who's the quarterback since Dak is hurt? And by hurt, I mean he's like, I'm not about to risk my health for these weak ass Cowboys. My back hurts. Cooper Rush? Sound like a restaurant. How y'all losing with a fast food restaurant? Yeah, dollar store Josh Allen? Of course he got benched. Hey, that man got 160 million and they said, "Are we going to pay a quarterback the money or are we going to pay a running back?" Saquon Barkley is over here doing reverse hurdles for 14 yards a carry on a winning Eagles team in your division. The Giants, I hope the Giants never see a victory ever. And I mean that wholeheartedly. I hope they never know the taste of victory. Okay, so this is what we got, people. And I know what I'm experiencing is just a structure issue, but I've already refactored this thing twice. And I don't know if I have the heart. I don't know if I have the will to do it again. I just don't know if I have the heart to do it again. Hey, yo, what's up, streaming lawyer? What type of law do you practice? Unknown 128. What's up? Shout out to TikTok. I'm already on Blue Sky, and I don't understand how that shit work. Ain't nobody following me on Blue Sky, man. I feel like a loser. Feel like a loser on Blue Sky. Hold on, let me go to Blue Sky real quick. Everybody, how many people? There's 11 people in here. Y'all gotta get my numbers up, man. Can we stream on Blue Sky yet? Y'all gotta get my numbers up. Hold on, let me share my shit with y'all. Y'all go follow me on Blue Sky, man. The fuck? If I stream on LinkedIn before I stream on Blue Sky, I'm gonna be pissed. I got 29 posts in there. And we was talking about how I gave y'all the chance to vote on which one we was gonna put on a shirt, and y'all mother lovers picked them evenly, like y'all did this shit on purpose. I feel like y'all be pissing me off on this shit. How we vote for which one we're gonna make into a shirt, and y'all decide. We can't decide. When I ask y'all for help, that is me trying to gauge y'all interest. Or maybe I'm reading this wrong. Maybe y'all saying I'm actually pretty good at what I do, so it's too hard for y'all to decide. But don't worry, I got y'all. That's why I made a shirt for every one of them. The Raggy, you're right, and I did make a shirt for all three of them. Because who am I to deny the people what they want? And not only did I make shirts, I got embroidered sweaters. You know, it's chilly outside. When we show up to the Coding with Strangers meetups, we're all showing up in the polo edition. You feel me? With the gold seal embroidered. You feel me? The gold sealed embroidered t-shirt. Show up with a little bit of class. Coding with Stranger University. I'm crazy. There's supposed to be like a shaker glass, 16-ounce shaker glass, but I don't know what happened to it. But I'm also working on this secret project. Should I show y'all the secret project? Okay, I'm working on a cardigan version of it. You feel me? This is with a different sponsor. But I reached out to them and told them I got some really cool designs, but I feel like I'm being limited by what I can do. Can y'all help me? And they was like, oh yeah. Do you want to make a cardigan? And I was like, yeah, I would like to. So this is on the menu. But we'll keep working on this. Hey, yo, what's up, Minnie? I would rock that. No questions asked. Yeah, and since they're taking all my ad money, you guys got to support me. Keep me alive. But yeah, shout out to everybody who follow me on Blue Sky. I'm on all major platforms. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I feel like I'm close, but my logic is just kind of expand. And seeing as how I've refactored this twice, and I have 2,000 lines worth of code already. I'm becoming discouraged. So the first issue I had was I did it spaghetti pseudo shit. It didn't work, right? That shit didn't work. So now I put them into classes, and the classes did help. We have a board class that creates all the boards, or creates the constant aesthetic of all the boards, and it generates it. Then we have an NPC board, which is back here, and in the NPC board, it automatically creates the ship location for each board, which is those sky blue pieces you see. Whenever you hit new game, I don't know if this is gonna work right now. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's working right now. But whenever you hit new game, it'll shuffle the pieces, and obviously when it's time for us to really play, we'll hide that. But I just needed to be able to visualize it, which is crazy, cause but yeah, I know I messed something up because the new game button isn't working. But anyway, and so in there we have reset. It listens for the hitting of it. Now we go into the placement of it, so that's where everything's placed. I don't really think it needs the logic. Well, it does need the logic, so it doesn't place it all over the place. But basically, this logic right here keeps it from putting the pieces or the ships out of bound. Oh, see, it did work. I hit the new game, but the alert message didn't pop up, but the board did change. Yeah, it happened just a second ago. But after that, we do the ship placement, randomize. This one was kind of difficult because I couldn't figure out how to get this. Someone had an example in theirs where they basically looped it, so that's what I did. Or I asked. I stole their code. I'm not even going to lie there. Then we have another board. It's called the class board. And this probably wouldn't be as hard if I just had 2 boards. But I have, as you can see, 3 boards, because on this board down here, we're going to do the animations. So we'll have like the ships here. My ships will be here. So every time the NPC guesses correctly, an explosion will happen on my ship. All right? That's cool, right? I'm going above and beyond, and that's what's hurting me. And also aesthetic, and we incorporated the first ever project we did, right? You see the moon in the back. We cool as shit, y'all. What up, fammy? I need to stand up? What do I need to stand up for? Because you don't know? Well, when you figure it out, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to sit my ass down. Okay, so then next we have the attached listener that will be listening for clicks. But this is broken. Now, it's not that I'm getting bored. It's just I'm getting frustrated because like, I don't want to lose everything I've done so far. I don't want to lose that. But sometimes to get what you want, you have to let go of the things you're really holding on to. So we do the placement shit, but basically I couldn't figure out how to place the ships by clicking on a square, because there's 5 ships in this and my board is 8x8 instead of 8x7. So I just said, you know what? We did it randomly here. Why don't we just do it one at a time for this? And then say like, oh, I don't like that location. Undo it. And then redo it. And it'll go somewhere else. And because this is randomly done, but also like I understand why someone would want to be able to pick their thing. But for me, this is the quickest way for me to do it. And also I don't care. Because all I would probably do is put all the ships in a straight line. And just let the computer go ham. But you hit it 5 times and you get all the ship locations, right? So this will put all the 5 ships. So this would be 5, 4, 2, 2. I don't know how the fuck this works. Oh no, this is 5. This is 2. This is 2. This is 4. This is 3. Okay. So, and whatever happens here has to happen down here. Also, at this point, the game is set. How do I know the game is set? Because all of the pieces are placed and you can't undo. So this will lead us into our game flow, where this is where shit goes south real quick. And we have the reset button and shit like this. And once again, if I hit new game, it'll reset the board. It'll change everything up. And it'll say the board has been reset in the console log. And then once the last ship is placed, undo becomes whited out. So now within the code, I tried to do like a log ship location, and I couldn't get it. I just couldn't get it to work. Even when I was looking at my old code for the tic-tac-toe, but tic-tac-toe only had to store random pieces. But ultimately, what we were able to get from this was how many ships were there. And I kept saying, I don't really care about the ships. I just need to know if they have been placed and where. So instead of asking if the ship has been placed, let's just ask what was marked. We know that there are 5 ships, 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. That's 16 spaces. So if there are 16 completed spaces, that's how we know all the ships are placed. And that's what we send to the console log. Yeah, getting the rice, grimy. Hey, quit throwing your points away. This is also another necessary but unnecessary step. Is similar to the NPC board. And the NPC board is being used to, since we're randomly placing this, we just need to apply the same rules. And then place it on the board, that's no problem. The highlight, which makes it blue, which is also no problem. Mr. 5, soon to be Mr. 500K. Unload last ship. And this removes it. We had to do not only remove it from the board, but also remove it from where it was being stored, or else you'll run into a logic issue where basically you can place a ship, but it won't be the correct ship, and you'll never have 5 ships on the board after that point. So that logic fixes that, and then this also resets the board if I choose to undo. But currently we're in game start mode, so I can't undo. The undo button's here, and even if I said, oh, let me add another ship, it'll tell me all ships have already been placed because I've set a max of 5. This is supposed to be what I wanted it to be, to receive. And okay, so this is where I think my confusion comes in. The game flow tells the player to send it moves, but the player and the board are separate. So the player needs to know where all the boards look like. So this was how. So this right here, I probably don't need anymore because this was like in the old code where I wanted it to be. I wanted to do the player and the board in the same class, and it just became too complicated. It says completed. That I think that's the first time I've caught it live on stream. That's awesome. The Raggy. Have you considered making a single board that has several states in each position on the board? Would that allow me to do what you see on screen? The radar board, which is the biggest board, is designed for me to click on so I can input my instructions. The board directly next to it is the main board. The main board is a carbon copy of the radar board, except it's for visual aesthetics only. You cannot input there, but it will also receive input from the MPC board, which is the furthest board with the light blue. Tani, did you hear the Animals Are His Leader song I posted? I have not. Tani, tag me, tag it so it's at the top of my notification board. I had to turn off this computer and I wasn't allowed to log back in for a week. And I thought I deleted all my scenes from all my scenes from Streamlabs OBS, but I will listen to it. That was last year bits. Hey, I appreciate you using it on me, Grimy, especially since they took all my ad revenue. Those 200 bits are gonna go a long way towards feeding me tomorrow. Appreciate you. So instead of me just writing code here, basically we have gotten to the point where we can get the game to start, where we have the starting point. Both boards are complete. We just need to create the game logic. The game logic consists of a back and forth approach. So yeah, let's just keep going because I started to think about this, but I really felt drained. Like I couldn't figure it out. Get this man a turkey sandwich. The boy is tired. I forgot how much talking I do on this stream. See, when I'm not streaming, I really don't talk. I probably said like 8 words the other day. And one of them was get the fuck off my lawn. So when I come back to streaming, I be tired. But yeah, so then I was like, okay, maybe we can figure that before I figure out how to do mine. Skynet is going to be functioning on its own, so maybe we can figure out how to do Skynet. So we figure out how to get Skynet to make a move. Now we just need to figure out a way and a place to put the moves, and Skynet will return the results. The results will consist of the radar board's positions, the selected square, and its current move if it was hit or miss. Also went to Utah for a conference. Conference was great, but many of the locals were not so great. got harassed about every time I walked by myself. I ended up taking an Uber the rest of the week. Yeah, Utah's a weird ass place. Those dickheads. You want me to go beat up Utah for you? Because I'm more than open to it. But I'm sorry you experienced that. Sometimes I wish you could be. Sometimes I wish I could give people my power so they could exact their revenge. Yeah, but people are so like self-aggrandizing. It's so annoying. But you're a better person for it, Tony. Don't let them keep you down. Okay, and now we got finally to the game logic. This is where shit gets crazy. So my game logic. Oh, and by the way, if you want to look at this, it's in my GitHub. Yeah, no, they gotta live with themselves. That is punishment. But there's something about slapping the shit out of somebody who says something to you that really lets them know. Like, not only do you gotta live with yourself, but you gotta live with that stinging sensation on the side of your face too. That really antes it up. Is this a community project? Need PRs for something? Shit, I'll take it. Because I'm never using JavaScript again. We're moving to React. Like, this project, I think going back to Python really gave me that structure that I was looking for. It is used in React, but React gives it the framework so that you don't fall into pitfalls like this. TypeScript, React, Angular, they give you frameworks to work within. I mean, there are more pits, but I'm choosing my pits. And I think also the reason why I'm struggling so much is because in my mind, I thought like, I would be way more comfortable setting up classes and what the functions did within classes. But there's also like something, and I can't explain this, like this part right here. So yeah, I left the start game thing. It gives me the alert here. I made my constructors and what it means to take turns and how it alternates. And I think I even got the win condition. Yeah, I set up the win condition. But this section right here is like killing me. So I have to load, and it took me forever to figure this out. I had to find it in my other code. But basically I have to load all of the event listeners. And until I do this, I can't call anything. But if I call two of the same thing, it creates a duplicate. So my initial thought was like, oh, why don't I just call the first one to do the second one's task? And I kind of figured out why I was able to then do this. And it was because, what's this shit? Show yourself. But like basically for like game flow, I would have to put like the two things inside of there. Where did I do this? Okay, so like for the constructor, I know I need the radar map and I know I need the NPC board. So I've imported them. So that's like my parameters or like the things that I can gain access to. But the way you gain access to things from other classes definitely threw me off a deep end. And I think I can't wrap my mind around that. And even when I started like looking up for like help, I think because of the, So maybe my logic is right, but I don't know how to implement it. And I think that's closer to what I'm having issues with. But I think I gotta get like, I want to almost start from scratch. Yeah, but I don't know if I'm implementing it correctly. I get that it's part of OOP, but me wanting to implement it how I think it should be implemented from my Python days isn't helping me here. So I think we should probably not take everything, but we'll leave the game flow logic as is, because we can still build from this. Yeah, okay. Is this part right here? Is this all of this right here? I don't really like this part. I don't understand how this is so badly impacting me. Like, and you can see like I had to like remove certain ones that had the identical words in it. And I was like, but fuck, I need that one. But then I just kept like classifying them off, and the issue I'm gonna run into is when I start double clicking on this shit, it's gonna start giving me errors. The inheritance might not be helping you here, but I don't see all of it. Yeah, the inheritance, I thought that was one process. Is, like I said, I kept this version of the code originally because I used inheritance in this one, but I quickly found out I couldn't do that forever. So I feel like if we could just get a fresh start. Yeah, the common hurdle when learning, going from simple 1-2 functions and slightly larger 5-10 classes, 20 functions. The problem is understanding and using the proper design pattern, sometimes called tutorial hell. Very much so. And that is exactly because, and I think como se dice, I don't know, maybe Python from a scripting perspective just seems easier for like, this function does this, return this. If you need that information anywhere, you can just call that function. You can call that function in the next function to get the information. Or you could return it and store it. And then then everyone can just have access to it. So like that becomes very much so what I want. It's true. No, it's absolutely true. But remember, the way I learned it, one way, is not the pinpoint way. The logic might be the same. Implementation is not. Just by the characteristic that they're written differently. The reason why they're different is because they're literally two different languages. You might want to separate the game state, mostly just a board and some action rules, from presenting the game state in the UI. You might want to separate the game state, mostly just a board and some rules, actions/rules for presenting the game state in the UI. For the radar, okay, so I think one thing for sure is, let's go back to the radar class. So the NPC class and the radar class, because the question was trying to figure out who, the radar board is built, right? So handling the radar board, the radar board should also handle how the colors change. So when I click on one of these as a player, it should send that to the radar board to change that. or I could build two functions and, well, don't copy two functions. That's dumb. But yeah, I think we just need a fresh start. Some of this code, like we need to not hand wave it, but like remove some of the guts of it, so we can get back to the point where it is just where we can just get to the game start, and then we can implement proper logic for game flow, so that we have a neutral starting point, right? Yeah, I think you're right. We probably should open up Paint. Let's first clean up. Let's get back to. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's see. Can I get back? Where's my GitHub? Let's see if I stored a version of this. Let's see when's the last time I updated it. Oh shit, so I did this shit yesterday. Alright, so this probably won't be any good to us. Let's just take it from the top. So we know the NPC board is good. Let's clean out the radar class. So we'll remove every function that we don't need. We'll come back to the constructors later, but let's just clear out things. So we have an attachment listener that listens for clicks. This button is triggered. Reset radar board. So this is for the reset. Okay, cool. Place in log ship. This is what sends the information. This comes from the game logic. I need to put a note here. The game flow. No, the board is set. And I could have swore we had a visual for this before. Maybe I didn't do it as well as I thought I did. Just a head pumpkin design mock-up. No, this was the physical. What is this? These are the ships. These are the actual ships that will be on the board. I guess I didn't do it. We'll figure it out. The reset board function. This will reset the color for the main squares, puts that back to normal. Log ship location. Okay. First. This logs the location so we can send it out. This is the function that helps us send it out. And also helps us debug in the print. Place, this puts it on the actual board. And that helps with the randomization. That's literally the code from the NPC. Place ship on board. It highlights it, turns it blue. How to undo it from the array and also undo it from the board. And then the reset function that resets the board after the board has been reset. Retrieves the NPC list. This gets the NPC information, tells us where it is. I don't think we need this. Like, I don't know what this does yet. Board element add, and this is double click. So this is listening. So this is actually this error. When we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, cool. When we do this and then we hit, like, we go to make a selection, we get this error. I was doing so well. I had logs. I thought I was the shit. And it says type error 138 1348 1348. Here we go. Yeah, and it's because the game flow doesn't have a way of connecting to the radar bar and connecting to the game flow and then radar board. So like I need to create an instance of the player, an instance of the NPC player. But if I do that, then it'll take away other stuff. So for example, I think this is where my headache starts. What up, Lethal? They took away 100% when I did the stream, the political stream, but that's only because most advertisers had stopped running ads by that point. The video I post tomorrow will explain how it really worked, or how it really went down. Yeah. So then this happens. So as you can see now, the NPC board is gone. But could I use NPC board elements? So I need a better understanding of like what those each do. Oh, it does come back. So yeah, see, it's I have a knowledge gap here. So some of them I can use anywhere. So it seems like anytime I have element, I can use it anywhere. And the element directly calls this. So like I don't have a complete understanding of that bottom part of the code. The bottom, I don't know. I'm so starting from 130. I'll push this here in a second. From 1345 down, it seems like I'm basically loading in stuff to just be called. It's like at the end of a Python code, when you have like all of your like timers and everything that run in a loop or something like that. That's what this very much feels like. But I don't have any way of organizing it. And sometimes when I use certain ones, it removes certain things. So I need to like kind of just refactor this and also in the process understand it. But I feel like this is what's holding me back, because the functions I've written make sense. Is when because for example, this one says I should be able to double click, but it's telling me 1348, which is this. I need to initiate a game flow class. So like I need to give this the player. So similar to how like I gave it the radar board, the NPC, the player is the one clicking. So I need to make a player one. Okay, let's make a player one there real quick. How do I do it? But I want it to be that element one. Stick. I see. No shit. It's not an element. What would you call that? So new. NPC. Yeah. So yeah, that's the part. Let me push this just in case somebody wants to look at this shit. I messed up everything in a matter of 3 minutes. If you want to avoid some races and stuff with, you can probably get by just adding defer to script tag that loads it. I think I just need to see this cleaned up and then I'll be able to understand it. I hear you, but I don't understand it. All right. I give it to you all, the people. We're bringing back Coding with Strangers, everybody. We're bringing back Coding with Strangers in a new way. Defer basically means your JS doesn't start running until about the same time as when all the HTML is parsed. So that would be handy. So I wouldn't have to solve every problem, because I think one of the issues I was running into before, which caused me to rearrange this, was the game was trying to start before I had put my pieces on the board. Yeah, I feel like that defer would help out significantly. But yeah, let's. I really want to get. If you're looking at this from 1345 and down, I want to just get this under control, because this is clearly some bullshit. But for now, I think we just gotta clean it up. Do we? Oh wait, we do have it cleaned up, right? Everything works. Everything up until this point works. You just have to delete that player one thing I put on like line. You just got to delete that player one shit. And then now we can, let's bring out the notepad. We gotta draw out some logic here. Michael, what's up? It's good to be back. It's good to be back. Stretching out the coding chops. I come back immediately with problems. But I trust you was holding down the fort for me while I was gone. You was holding the fort down. Keeping them in line as a full-time job. No one better for it than you. All right, you guys don't be shy. Chop chop. I'm open to suggestions. Look at the code. Let's make it work. Because I want to start my networking and data and data cloud infrastructure. Even though I know it's creating pipelines isn't as hard as I thought it was, but I want to do one. We're about to bring out this drawing pad so we can figure out the logic for the game mode. We made a battleship game. And I've done the best I could. I've gotten us to the part where the game is ready to start. But I feel like whatever I did on line 1348 and down has made it impossible for me to move forward. So we have two choices here. We can completely delete everything after 1348. 1345. We could just completely delete everything and then only bring it back in such a way that it only comes back the way we want it. And therefore I can learn what it does and how it does it. But none of the projects we've done thus far have had such an extensive amount of whatever this is called. Many probably knows what the fuck it's called. The Raggy knows too. Let's bring out this paint. But when we get lost, when we feel lost and our code isn't cooperating, we don't panic. We don't shut down. We draw. What did I do? You're deploying your app right now? Man, put that on hold. My battleship game does not work. I need all hands on deck. We're about to be sunk. No, deploy your game. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if that was something I did? All right. What are you trying to do? What is it actually doing? Is it just part of the setup of the game? So basically, we are to the point now where the game is currently set up to play, but I need to figure out the logic for how the game will work from this point on. So I've gotten us to the front gate essentially. Both boards are set. These two boards are identical. This board is set. The Skynet or the NPC board is set. Now we need to figure out the game logic that will let it go back and forth. It will store it. Also, how does it visualize this? Like, how does it tell me I missed something on my board? How does so on and so forth? How do I know it missed something on the NPC board? Obviously, would have to use like console log. So yeah, the game loop, the win condition, like if you hit something, if my ship gets hit, this square turns red. But if I click the same button D3 and it is also a spot on D3 on NPC's board, it turns green, or it should turn half green, half blue. Like the simplistic versions of that, but it sounds so simple. But once you start writing, you're like, okay, should the radar control that or should the player control that? If the radar controls that, then the radar has to tell the player that there was something there. It did hit something. Then the player can then go back and tell the mother-loving game flow that, oh, this is hit shit. So like, yeah, we just gotta figure out that. And then like, also, and if you look at the code, you'll see how I fucked this up. I don't know how I fucked this up so bad. I might just spend all day tomorrow figuring out how I fucked this up. So bad. I'm telling you, I put 5 hours into this shit and I'm so pissed. Grammy, tell him how pissed I was. I was complaining to Grammy about this shit. Grammy was like, man, I don't want to hear that shit. I'm making a game called Plaza. I don't want to hear that shit. I got my own troubles. I got my own trouble. And don't worry, me and you both are lost. Okay, so let's figure out our conditions, shall we? So for us, we have one condition is we can say game ready. Game ready. So what does this mean? All pieces, all ships placed. This is where we are. Where we are. All right. From here, and the class we are, the class that's listening is going to be game flow. Game flow has to do what? It has to start the game. So that's a function. Start the game. It needs to handle turns. And what else? And should the game flow also be in charge of knowing knowing if what is a hit versus a miss and all of that shit, should it understand the rules? Or should the game flow just be in? You probably don't want both players choosing their actions on the same turn. Yeah, because if they choose at the same turn, there is a 0.000 likelihood that they both will guess the same hit the same exact ships every single time, or they'll both land the percentages of them hitting a ship on the same exact time. And for us, it's very simple. We know where both ships are, so we could simply say, ship A. First person to hit 16 of the other person's ships wins. First person to correctly guess all 16 of these wins. So we don't even have to search. We already have them. So I think that logic makes me want to say another one will be that's the one I'm kind of concerned about. So let's say, for example, where do you think this logic should be handled? We have a board class that handles the double clicks of my input and all of the other assorted things. We then also have a NPC class. Then the NPC Skynet has a class, and then the player has a class. Both of them respectfully handle the guessing or the movement. Who should be in charge? Who should be in charge of? Who should be in charge? Who should be in charge of determining what a hit and a miss is? It has to be game flow. Yeah, it has to be game flow. Hit, misses. Yeah, it has to be determines hit, misses. Hit, misses. Okay, and when it determines hits, misses, logic for overlap, and then win conditions. Win conditions. So we're looking like 4 functions, 4 methods to really tie this all down. You could do this with an event stream. Okay. Does this logic make sense? 4 functions. The first function starts the game. We'll know the game starts. How do we know the game starts? All right, let's break this in. Next level. Yeah, I know. Well, let's dive a little bit deeper. To start the game, we listen for board sets or all ships placed. So this will tell us how to start the game in this class. So the workflow won't work until the board is all set or all ships are placed, which is this message. All ships are placed, and this comes from the radar class. Radar class. Then the next thing is the handling of the turns. Okay, so a function to handle the swapping. How do you tell the class? I have a player 1 class and a Skynet class. What do I need? So what are my 2 classes? And then we'll figure out what each one of them needs. Player 1. Skynet. So if players are having separate turns, then you can handle all logic within the player turns. So start the game, then the player turns where the player acts. Then there would be an ending turn. Wait, you're only talking about player 1. What about Skynet? What about Skynet? Yeah, but it will also make a suggestion. In all the games player 1. Player 1 Skynet. Need a function. So when we say we need a function for this, are we asking the function? What are we asking the function to do? The function to go. We're asking the function to set the turn for player 1. And how do we then determine that player 1's turn is over? It has to come back with a certain amount of information. So what is the information we need from player function? Function to get info. Info from player 2. Yeah, like a constant function to get info from player 1 and player 2. Loop through info. What is the info? We need player move. Player move. Hey, what up, Robo? What's good? Yeah, we're getting our ass beat too. This has always been my weakness here. I could write some code, but my logic is so off. So I might make more sense to turn Yeah, but we got to define what those actions are, or we can't turn this off. So we need the player move. Which we'll get from this logic over here. This logic over here will give us some help. Helix, what's up? Appreciate the raid. How was the stream? Yeah, we're making a battleship game, but my logic is fucked. So we gotta fix the logic. Oh yeah. Nice, nice. Y'all go tell a stranger I said what's up. Yeah. Oh, you love Battleship? All right, come do this logic shit for me. In JavaScript. But we're getting close. We got to set some rules for ourselves. So right now we only know player move and Something else that will the player be able to tell us? Anybody can tell us, really. So player move. So the player move. Total hits. Total hits. And that's all. That's all we need to close the loop. Why is this important? Because we need to know where the player moved and if the player actually hit something. So the move goes into a list so the player can't pick the same spot twice. And the total hits is we know that it needs a total of 16 hits to win. X out of 16. Set and could attack or move button. I hear you, Mike. Set a M. You might have to write this. You might have to write yours down. You might have to put your logic down because I want to follow you, but no bueno. It's no good. Okay, so then the hits. Okay, so for us, this is gonna be the radar board. The radar board should handle this for us. Skynet. Skynet hit equals red. A state machine. Look up finite state machine. Socket updated his shit and tell me. No problem. Wait. Battleship is also almost perfect use case for them. Oh, so someone's already figured this out. Why didn't y'all say that shit before? Let's see what that word is. Finite state machines. A state machine, a mathematical model that describes state systems with limited number of states and how they transition between them. FSM, conceptual model that describes system with a finite number of states and transitions to represent their behavior and logic. Interesting. I hear you. Code example. Man, I'm hungry. Hey. Function, create a machine. Constant machine, main object, return machine. State switch, console object, state. Oh, I see. So you can like sort of turn it off and on. Oh, okay. That's actually pretty smooth. But does it tell us how to turn it off? The transition state. Switch state. So you could basically like make a target or something. Okay. Yeah, we got some new concepts now. This is probably gonna take me a week. Damn it. Alright, that doesn't work here. Okay. Alright, so we'll come back to this and we'll have the switch FSM. FSM switch. Alright. Skynet hits. Skynet hit turns my red. Skynet hit plus hit it plus my hit equals red Skynet plea 1 hit equals red and green. So that means Skynet hit my ship, and then I also attacked the same location, and Skynet has a ship there. It would be red green. So red being he hit me, green being I hit him. Same scenario, but I miss. Skynet P1 miss equals red, yellow. P1 miss equals yellow. P1 hit equals green. So then what happens if P1 ship equals P1 ship hits Skynet miss. This means it will be blue. No, if it hits, it has to be green. Which is just the one above. So P ship position. Yeah, we gotta fix this. What do you want to say? Not position. P1 ship plot. So that will make it. That will still just make it blue. Because we don't need to see where Skynet misses. Blue. And in the next scenario, where will we have a situation where it's blue-green? That's when P1 ship plot and Skynet, and P1 hit, which equals blue and green. Will we ever have a yellow and green? No. Will we ever have a red and green? Skynet hits and I hit. Yeah, that's red, green. That's the first one. That's the second one. Okay, cool. I think I got all the scenarios, all the edge cases. Yeah. And then we can think about the win. The win condition is 16 hits. After every round, check hits versus misses. Once one side gets 16, they win. And we're tracking how many hits they get, so it doesn't, so we won't even have to try on this. And then this will end the game. Okay. Sorry, I'm fucking up the camera. Y'all get me? Oh wait, shit. Damn, I forgot to scroll. Sorry, I've been ignoring chat the whole time. My bad. Sorry, y'all. Damn, y'all was probably screaming at me how to help me. Okay, I got the finite part. Battleship is hard to explain. Yo, sorry about that. It sounds way more complex than it actually. It sounds way more complex than it actually is. I made a Pokemon battle system in Unity the other day with typewriting text and something and everything. It really killed my brain. Not sure why. Minnie, post your app in the Discord in the promotion section, or the please put it here section. Well, it's kind of cheating. You can use ChatGPT as an example. Like, I think I would probably use it in this situation to kind of give me the battle, like how the battle system would work. Like not how it would work, but how it would go back and forth. But I don't think ChatGPT would understand the nuance of my board, like certain color changes, and like I have multiple classes. I feel like ChatGPT would cough up a hairball. Hey, what's up, Icon? There's a finite number of states, and they transition between them. Yeah, but so I could basically make. There's 5 ships. What are the 5 ships? And there's 64 spaces. So 64 times 64. So I could make it like whatever 64 times 64 is. That's how many moves we have. But within those moves, you have to guess 16 correct. So we'll go back and forth infinity. But before that time, one of two things would happen. Either one of us hits 16, or we both hit 16. Well, one of us will hit 16 first because we're taking turns. Hmm. 4,096. Nah, don't use ChatGPT to try and write the program. Use it to get an example of the state machine. Okay, fix the deployment issue. Just missing the config option. But player 1 turn, you missed. Play whoosh sound. Go to player 2. Oh, hey, and we can use it for animation. Okay, maybe we might deep dive this FSM shit. Because you know I got ships. I made ships for this shit. I went above and beyond, y'all. This is gonna be that's the 3 size ship. Here's the 5 size ship. We can make something magical here. Is key in game to memory player animation. Almost always FSM driven. Okay, so okay. Now that I know that, we can implement that into the game flow. Okay, so that probably explains why I was having such a difficult time. Yeah, we're making a battleship game. We're gonna put those ships on this board. Is finite system machine or state machine, and we can stack the ships on top of each other, right? Asking for friends. Can you stack the ships on top of each other? Why would you want to stack the ships on top of each other? Think like finite state machine, yeah. But I actually enjoy animations because remember I did the animations for the moon that moves in the back. Oh, cheating exploit. I might put in the Easter egg, the Robo special. Okay. Yeah, the JavaScript. This at first I thought I was gonna brute force it, but now we know what we're missing. I was literally trying to figure out a way of recreating FSM, but it's already been provided for us, and we can implement it. I think what we want to do. If you start stack animations, FSM is gonna be asked to implement. This is gonna be fairly simple. When in fact, per turn. And the way I imagine it working is once we have this set up spaces of guessing what's going on, if we have a hit or a miss, you simply just play the animation in the spot. We gotta go. Play it in the spot. Per switch, there'll be one or two finite. Yeah, I don't imagine this being more than 2 or 3. All right, who wants? What time is it? Fuck, man, it's already 11:30. Damn. Did I even stream today? How did we run out of time already? What happened? Where did all my time go? That's Grimey's polite way of saying fuck nah. Grimey like hell no. All right. He said, join a game jam. Game jams are great for learning. Yeah. Okay, when I look at this tomorrow, what else I need? We got 5 minutes. We got 5 minutes. What else do I need to know when I'm looking at this tomorrow about the game flow? Besides the FSM, what else am I missing here? Who has already figured out how to do this? I have a function that is going to be used to listen to how the match will be started. I have something that's going to handle my turns, which is going to be the switch in the FSM. I have the hit logic, the hit and miss logic, the hit or miss logic, and what happens when different things run over different things. And then we have our win condition, which will work with the hit and miss logic and also end the turns. Is there anything else I'm missing? Build a state plus transition of your state, include win and losing, and you should be good. Okay, so I think... Okay, alright, so it's only these... So something within this thing. Is the answer is within this. Alright. 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 I still think I need to refactor. Did anyone look at the bottom half of my code from 1345 and down? Can anyone make sense of all of that? If someone does, okay, I'm gonna commission this. Someone do me a solid and figure out that nonsense down there. Here's the GitHub. We updated it. Just help me figure out how to just make this shit neater. I don't know how to do it. I've been writing for so long. Or maybe we'll figure this out tomorrow first. Whoever does it, put it in the Discord when you figure it out. And don't forget the Coding with Strangers University merch is available. We're in it. We're in it. We're in it. The school of fuck around and find out. You work for tickets? Oh my goodness. Don't make me write a ticket for this shit. If I write a ticket, you'll do it. You ticket hoarder, you're a fake maximizer for your GitHub repository, and everyone sees you and we're judging you. You got the damn Jira tickets. You know, every week it shows who has the most active Jira tickets. Who's done the most work on Jira. And every time I'm getting close to being at the top, I just start pushing people's tickets. I don't want them to think I can solve all the problems. I don't want them to think I can solve all their problems. That's the worst. Because they give you a crown in Jira. If you have the most Jira interactions, I'll make that shit right now. Fuck it. Where's my GitHub? Here we go. How do I make an issue? Issues. New issue. I am confused about. Wait, no. Clean up. I like this, the way this is being worded. Clean up on, how you spell aisle? Aisle 1347. How you spell aisle? I'm so dyslexic. And also just a bad speller in general. What line of code is it? What is it? 1345? 1345. Hold up, man. We out, alright? Yeah, I got shit to do tomorrow. It's already 11 o'clock. It's 11:30. I only stream till 11:30. Unless I was being a degenerate. Ain't that what I used to do? 24-hour stream? I think the next 24-hour stream would come from. No, the next 24-hour stream is a hype train. It's a 12-hour stream. 12-hour stream. 12-hour stream, and for hitting level 12 hype train. So it's for the MBM mat. It's for the battleship one. So I am trying to make all my classes work in and out of them. Making instances. You always stream well past 12:30 your time. No way. Well, that's probably why I was tired of shit the last few months. Nope. Help me clean the bottom half. Make sense of all the distances. Leave comments explaining how and why I need this instance to every class must be able to call into another class, into every other class. You always stream well past 12:30. Hey. Look, this isn't about. It's the first day back. I gotta warm up. Most of my streams are 3.5 hours long. Yeah, that's why I'm dying. But I'll probably start streaming earlier. to make up for that. What do you guys think? What if I started streaming at like 7:30? I got a case tomorrow. I can't do it. Minnie, what else you need in this thing? Starting stream at noon. If I became a daytime streamer, I don't know if I don't know if there's enough space for me in the daytime. If done correctly, I can there will be no duplicate boards on screen, and all the current functionality will work. Yeah, just get me to that level 12 hype train, and you guys get your 12-hour stream. I'm a simple man. All ships placed on screen. If Hero dipping out now, then he owes us 30 minutes on that stream this week. I got a date on Sunday. I got to get my hair done on Friday, so I have Friday off. Well, I take that back. I'm only gonna go get my hair done if I'm going on this date. I don't feel like getting my hair done just for Thanksgiving. Y'all know what the fuck I look like. New hair, who this? Man, Thanksgiving. Nobody want no emo for Thanksgiving. Y'all didn't use that pumpkin one. That pumpkin one been gone. Ain't nobody asked for it since. Still recovering from Afrotech. Hey, yo. No, I did not make it this year, but I'm happy to hear you made it. Look, and who? What was your favorite part about it, besides being incredibly intoxicated? A whole lot of yapping, huh? A whole lot of yapping. All right, Benny, the ticket has been put up. First come, first serve, everybody. Cybersecurity stuff this year. Ended up sitting in cybersecurity stuff this year. It was fun. That's good. So they've increased it because they didn't have cybersecurity in the past. Who was the special guest performer? Who was the big star? Did they find another Rick Ross? Did they get Beyonce finally? Bun B. You want to know who I thought they were going to get? And it's crazy that they did get it. They should have got Paul Wall last. Paul Wall. Toby Nwingwe spoke. Nwingwe. Yeah, he is a Houston special. Every class, because the radar class needs to be able to look into the NPC class to get the positions, and the NPC class needs to be able to do the same thing. The player needs to know where the radar ships are and the NPC ships are. Skynet needs to know where its ships are and the radar ships are. And data should flow in one direction. Or actually, we could just. Oh wait, no. I think I actually did solve for this. I returned them. I don't think I need this anymore. I just have return statements for them because yeah. I've solved this already. Cause look, I just on the side here, I just print them out. I just get the coordinates from here. So yeah, you're right. I don't need that part. Man, there was like a little hate wave on Twitter on Afrotech too. No, yeah, I saw that too. But like, I wasn't like, which one are you talking about? Because there were some people who went and felt that they didn't get their money's worth because they were like, nobody was hiring, no one was talking about jobs. So what are we doing here? And and like a lot of people have been explaining, Afrotech. Oh, okay. So then, oh, didn't even go. Yeah, people are. Yeah, they did that. They do that all the time on Twitter. But like when I tell people about Afrotech, I say you go to Afrotech for two reasons. One, someone's paying for you to go, or two, you've done like really well in the tech space this year, and you want to go celebrate that. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and lie. That's what I go to Afrotech for. But like, Afrotech is, yeah, hella free merch, Every class must. But I'm heading to bed, y'all. Yeah, like just meeting people and vibing. Yeah, for sure. I think like you go to Afrotech and make of it what you will. But it's very much a place to celebrate your successes. Don't worry, next year when we go, we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna celebrate our successes too. Save me a seat. Pot liquor, we're gonna sit next to each other next time. We're gonna sit next to each other. Alright, I gotta bounce. Minnie, is this to your satisfaction? you you ticket whore, you. to be so blatant with it. I think you get the question. Very good. You can hit me up for clarification. I'm not beyond reproach. You ticket whore, you. Ugh, just took me back to work. I'm disgusted. Yeah, give me some time to get back into rare shape. I didn't know I was streaming for 3 hours and 30 minutes, maybe 4 hours. No wonder I'd be so damn tired in the morning. Don't worry, I plan on, like, if things do work out, I probably would start going. I've been called worse. You're funny. And don't think you just gonna solve the ticket and not tell me everything else. Because I need to, because I don't need to make this mistake again. But based on what you're telling me, it sounds like it's just like my data shit. I ain't have my data in the right place. Like I don't have a good flow. Sounds like we have a new. Absolutely. Because there's no way you guys were keeping me. I thought my time limit was 11:30. And I'm 17 minutes past. I got a case tomorrow. Why the fuck would I be staying up so late? What was I doing? And I want to. Chris Griffin has already made this a project already, but some way somehow he tracks his como se dice, like who rated him last and adds them to a list so that he can rate them next. So it checks to see if they're live, and if they are, then he rates them. And it goes in order. I don't think his does all of that. His is just a list it spawns. But I would want to add. Look. I had to do some soul searching to find my way. But we'll make a happy compromise here. You guys know I'm not beyond reproach. I know I'm a dickhead, but come on, guys. Cut me some slack. Give me some slack. One thing I will say, I leave for 1 week and come back and there's a bunch of new weirdos in the category. Bunch of Fox people with no faces. This dude's camera's frozen. Just weirdos. Must have been a nice vacation. It was great. I ain't even hurt my back. Yeah, we got a whole new season. New season of game developers. Everyone wants to make their indie game. Give them 3 months. You got a dude that's making an AI bot, Jesus for Trump. That's cool. $2025, the year of weirdos, man. I don't know what 2025 is gonna be full of. But here we have everyone's tag is ADHD. Who diagnosed you with ADHD? That's what I'm curious about. English, depression, editing. Oh my God, this person needs help. Is this thing on? Why is this stream so jank? Well, he's jank because he only has 23 followers. I'm about to give him half of his followers. I don't. Okay, so they're a VTuber, but they don't have their VTuber thing set up yet, so they just have like a screenshot. I don't know. This guy's creeping me the fuck out. I'm not even gonna lie. Oh, thank God. Booyah Grandma is live. Thank God. Okay, we're going there. I'm jaded. I am angry. Don't forget I'm gonna be streaming with Icon tomorrow at 7 a.m. 7 p.m. If y'all want to catch that stream, that's always a fun stream. That's always a fun stream. And I just need some time to get back into shape. I'm out of shape, y'all. All right, let's talk about the good, the bad, and the good. Did I even start the other bots? I don't know if I started the other bots. Hey, yo, there goes my Zest merch. Whole bunch of other stuff. Greatly appreciate y'all kicking it with your boy. First day back, second day back, really, but we in prime shape. I'll get better at this, but hopefully, if some things work out in the near future, we probably will get an opportunity to start streaming a little bit earlier. You feel me? Grab the raid messages if you can. I'm gonna grab the one that's dancing. But if you're not subscribed, that's okay. We got one for you too. And then shout out to everyone that helped me out on the code today. I get that there's some major gaps in my knowledge, so we'll figure this out and we'll get this worked out and figured out. Shout out to Minnie, shout out to the Raggy and whoever else was putting input in for this code. Greatly appreciate y'all. I don't know. Oh, I was supposed to say who won or lost. I only have 6 seconds left. Grimy sitting comfortably first place. We love to see that. Robotech. I didn't even know she was here. Productive Time was here. Oh, I'm really bad at this streaming stuff. Okay, we'll get better tomorrow. I'll see you guys. Prime shape.
Start position override.